All right, we're starting a little early this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I tell you what, my brain is it's messed up this week. In my house this morning, I was telling everybody it was Thursday. I don't know what's going on. I need to stop rushing the weeks because we only have a few short weeks left of summer. So anyway, happy Wednesday.
That's right.
Real quick, I just want to say I feel like lately it wouldn't be a Wednesday morning with Northland Travel if we didn't have like an internet issue or two. So hopefully we last through this whole travel talk today. But if by chance we would disconnect, just stick with us. We'll be back real shortly. But hopefully there's nothing to worry about. Welcome again. Today we're going to talk about um, Southern Country Christmas with a Deb today. It's going in December. It'll be December 8th through the 14th of 2021. And we're talking here down the road. Deb, you're going to be busy up until that point. We were just talking here off camera. You're going on your Mississippi Riverboat cruise next week.
Yep.
Then the week after that is Indiana Amish country and more.
Right.
Then we give you like a week or two off to recoup a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you're going up to North Shore Mackinac.
Yep.
Island. So that's exciting.
Got a busy several weeks here ahead of us now. So, but looking forward to it. Should be fun.
We got to catch you while we can, right?
Yep, that's right.
And then Merlia has a group right now. They are off exploring the wonders of Oregon. And just before we got on here too, I got some more pictures today and it's looking awesome. So I think they're having a great time too.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So anyway, I think we will go ahead and get going. Deb just wants to fill you in on a lot of the details for this Nashville Southern Country Christmas. Again, December 8th through the 14th of this year. Any questions or comments? If you've been to Nashville, let us know. Post a comment and tell us how much fun you had, or if you're signed up for this tour, if you're looking forward to it, or if you have any questions, we can see them live here and we'd be happy to answer them for you. This is the time and place for it. So anyway, I'll let Deb take over here.
All right. Thanks, Rachel. Well, like she said, it's the dates for this Nashville Christmas are December 8th to the 14th. I try and do Nashville just about every year, and if not every year, every other year, we include Nashville in just about all the time, just at Christmas time, just because it's such a special place to go at Christmas. We always stay at the Opryland Hotel down there, and that place is fantastic as far as Christmas decorations, and it's this huge complex. If you've never been there, that is just filled with so many Christmas displays, and they have 4 or 5 different atriums there that you can go into and explore, and all of the greenery that they have along with all the Christmas lights. So it's really a special place to go. So, and I have a lot of repeat folks that come back year after year, do it every couple of years. They like it so much, and so we always try and divvy up the actual itinerary, do a little different each year. And this year I have done it a little different again. So just to keep everybody interested. Okay, so we'll start out on day 1, Wednesday, December 8th. We'll pick you up in all of your pickup destinations or pickup points. And I might take a second here. We haven't talked about these lately. We have several departure cities here. We have Fort Dodge, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Ames, Ankeny, Grinnell, Coralville, and Williams that we will pick you folks up in any of those locations. And for this trip. And we'll pick you up in your pickup point. And then our first day, we're going to head to Fairview Heights, Illinois. Fairview Heights is just a little southeast of St. Louis. It's just over into the Illinois border. Or over the Illinois border there. And we will be staying at a Drury that first night. If you folks have traveled with me before, you know that I like to stay at Drury's every chance I get. They're kind of a one-stop shop. And what they have, if you haven't stayed there with us before, in the evenings, they provide us with a nice meal, a nice buffet meal. It changes every night what they have, but they always have a nice meal there right at the hotel. Plus you have a happy hour, and both the meal and the happy hour are all complimentary of the hotel. So it's nice. We can get in there 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're just there to stay. We have our evening meal plus, your happy hour, and you can get in and relax and all that fun stuff. So I always like Drury's. So then we'll get up the next morning and we'll leave the Fairview Heights, Illinois area, heading for Nashville. But on our way to Nashville, we're going to stop in Paducah, Kentucky. And if I have any quilt lovers on here, we'll be stopping at the National Quilt Museum. I try and include this in every couple of years. I always have a lot of ladies that like to go there. Several of them, again, have been there several times. Because at the Quilt Museum, they have over 600 pieces of quilt art hanging. And we always have a guided tour there and an expert there that always tells us about the different quilts and what they're representing and so on and so forth. But what's nice is that they routinely change these quilts out. So even if you've been there a time or two before and have seen these quilts, the next time you go back, they're usually a totally different new set of quilts that are hanging. So people always seem to enjoy this. And I always get a kick out of watching the men because they're always like, oh, a quilt museum? Gosh, okay, we'll do it. And they go in and they come out and their first remark is, wow, that was remarkable. That was really an awesome thing. So it's just, it's fun for everybody. So then we'll leave Paducah and we'll travel on down to Nashville, getting into Nashville late afternoon. We'll be there at the Opryland Hotel for the next 3 nights. We'll get you checked in. And then that evening, we don't even have to go anywhere, but we will enjoy a dinner show right there at the Opryland Hotel that's going to have the Oak Ridge Boys putting on their fun show, their Christmas show. So I think you'll really enjoy that. And you have a very good meal to go along with it. So it's just a fun way to start our Nashville time out. Then the next day, which is Friday, we will be met that morning by a step-on guide. We'll go out to our bus and be met by a step-on guide there at the hotel. And she's going to take us all around Nashville and mainly focus on downtown Nashville. There's so much history in downtown Nashville. I like to get away a little bit for part of a day here from the commercial part of Nashville and just show you really how Nashville got started back in the day. And so it's always fun to do this trip. We'll go right downtown. We will be seeing things, like the like the Ryman and Auditorium where the Grand Ol Opry got started and everything back in the day. And so it's just a fun trip or a fun tour there. And then after we have a couple-hour tour with her, then we will be stopping right downtown in Old Nashville at the Jack's Barbecue and having lunch there. Again, this is an iconic stop there in downtown Old Nashville. After we get done with the barbecue there, then we'll give you some time to just explore the area with a couple block area there right around where Jack's Barbecue is. There's places like the Ernest Tubb Record Shop and a bunch of the old honky tonks, as they refer to them down there. It's always fun. People like to you can step in these. There's always live music going on in these honky tonks. And you can just step inside the door there. I mean, you don't have to go in there and drink if you don't want to. If you want to go in and have a beer or something, sure, that's perfectly fine. But if you don't care to do that, you can just step inside the door for a little bit and stand and listen to the music and move on down to the next one, and they don't mind that at all. It happens all the time. So it's just a fun time to really check out the old places down there, places like the old Ernest Tubb Record Shop and just different places like that. So then we'll do that, give you some time, and then we'll take you back out to the Opryland Resort out there. Then that afternoon, we're going to take you over to Ice. And this is what I consider a wonderland of larger than life ice sculptures that have been carved from over 2 million pounds of ice. These very professional ice sculptors from all over the world. They come from China and Japan and every other place you can think of. And they're super, super good at this. And it takes them several weeks to get all these put together and carved before they even open it up to the public. So that's always a fun thing to do there. They have one of my favorite things. They always have at ICE. It's always each year they have it set specifically to a specific title or a specific area that they a lot of times it's Disney character or a Disney theme. It's always a different theme each year. But one of the things that they always have every year is the nativity set and a nativity scene, I should say. And that's super, super gorgeous. It's just a really, really neat thing. But a lot of the ice is all colored. So I mean, it's just a really neat thing to see. Another thing, if you're just adventurous, they always have an ice slide inside the place there. And so you can take a nice ride down a ice slide there if you care to. Some of our folks always like to do that, and it's a fun place to get some fun pictures. So I think you'll enjoy that. Then we'll take you back over to the resort, the Opryland Resort after that, and let you have the rest of the evening to explore the resort. They've got lots of shops there where you can do some good shopping. They've got lots of restaurants. And again, you can just walk around and take in all the atriums. And so we like to give you a little free time there. Then the next day, you'll have the morning again to leisure around the resort there. And then late morning, we will get you on the bus and take you over to the General Jackson Showboat. And there we'll have a fun luncheon cruise aboard the General Jackson as we cruise down the Potomac River right there in Nashville. They always put on a high energy show. It's a luncheon. The luncheon cruise is always a high energy show that goes along with it. And that's always fun to watch. So we will do that. And then again, we'll take you back to the hotel for the afternoon, let you roam around a little more there. And then that night, and no trip, as far as I'm concerned, that no trip to Nashville is not complete without taking in the Grand Ole Opry. So we're going to take in the Grand Ole Opry that night. And that's always a fun thing to do and fun thing to see. So then that will take us, and then again, you'll go back to the resort, and we'll stay our final night there. We'll be staying there 3 nights. Then the next day, we will leave Nashville. We'll say goodbye to Nashville. We're going to travel up to Louisville, Kentucky. And that afternoon when we get in there, we're going to stop at the Churchill Downs, where the Kentucky Derby is always held each year. And we'll get to see, they always are all decorated up at Christmas time as well. So we'll get to visit the museum, and you'll get to go out to the actual track and walk around the track. We'll have a tour out to the track, and they'll tell you all about that. So that's always a fun thing to do. And then that evening, we will be staying in Louisville. And again, it'll be at another brewery. So you'll have your happy hour and your included meal right there at the hotel that night. Then the next day, we will get up and leave Louisville, and we're going to head up towards continuing on our way home. This will be day 6. We're going to travel up to Peoria, Illinois. And once we get up there, the first thing we're going to do when we get to Peoria, I have a friend that has a glass blowing studio there. She's a glass blowing artist. I mean, she's fantastic at what she does. And her staff there like to put on these presentations and give you all the details on how they go about with their glass blowing and all the beautiful artwork that they make there. So we'll get to sit in on that and take that in. And they've also got a nice little gift shop there that they sell a lot of their glass blowing figurines and all that with. So it's always a fun little thing to do. Then I've got a little surprise stop in after we leave there. Before we take you over to, we'll be staying in Peoria that night, before we take you over to the hotel and get you checked in. But then after we get you checked in at the hotel, we're going to take you out to the Festival of Lights display there in Peoria. Peoria has one of the biggest and nicest drive-through Christmas displays in the Midwest. They're one of the very top high-ranked places for that. So that's always fun to see. So again, as you can see, we'll get to see lots of Christmas lights on this trip. Whoops, I better back up here. I can show we're live. I missed something super important here in Louisville. going to back up to Louisville the night before. When after we do the Churchill Downs and Kentucky Derby Museum and all that and get you checked into the hotel, then after supper, we're going to take you out to the Louisville Mega Cavern. Louisville, Kentucky is built over a whole bunch of caverns, huge caverns that have been there for thousands of years. But anyway, we go out to this one they refer to as the Mega Cavern. And that cavern out there is one that you can actually drive through. They've got a paved highway or a paved road that goes through. It's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles long, that goes through. And each year at Christmas time, they fill that cavern up with oodles and oodles and oodles of Christmas lights and Christmas displays. It's just really a fantastic thing to see. And this cavern is so big that, believe it or not, our big old full-size motor coach can get through the cavern. So we drive right through it. So there's no walking. It's really a neat thing to see. So that's a lot of fun. And I apologize, I forgot to tell you about that when we were in Louisville, but that's really a neat thing to see. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we'll fast forward on. We got through Peoria. We'll stay in Peoria that night of Monday, day 6. And then that will get us into our last day out, which is Tuesday, day 7. And then on our way home that morning, heading back home from Peoria, we're going to stop. I've got another fun surprise scheduled for you there. On most of my trips, if I can, I try and squeeze in a surprise, a 1 or 2 little surprises. Sometimes it doesn't work, but try and include in a couple little surprises just to keep everybody wondering what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm going to be doing that again that morning between Peoria and home here. And then we will get you back into your pickup points late afternoon that day. So again, it should be a fun trip. It's a fun-filled, lots and lots of different variety of things going on. The pricing for this trip is $17.45 per person, double occupancy. $22.45 per person single occupancy, and $15.80 for triple or quad. So those are just a little bit of the details of this. I think that's pretty well. I've covered it pretty well, Rachel. There, what we're doing. So
yeah, you bet. So, once again, this is, if you're wanting to sign up for this trip, definitely give Rhonda a call here at the number listed below. You can reach out to Deb. You can reach out to myself, the Facebook page on Northland Travel. If you want an itinerary, you can be sure to go to the website, northlandtravel.com, and you can find the full itinerary there and read through that at your convenience as well.
I did want to mention, too, that this trip still does have availability. So many of my trips between now and November are on a wait list only. Not all of them, but 90% of them are. But this one here still does have availability. So, but I'd suggest you don't wait too long, because hopefully we'll be over this crisis again here in a few months, and everybody's still going to be anxious to travel. So we'll get going again. So don't wait too long to sign up.
Absolutely. And it's a great timing, that December 8th through the 14th. It's just, I think, a really good timing in December to, kick off the holiday spirit, go on a trip and enjoy yourself before Christmas is upon us, and, have some fantastic pictures to show on the way back too. So I think it'd definitely be a fun time, festive time in Nashville. And if you've been to Nashville before, I wonder if you've experienced it during the Christmas season. I think that would be
Christmas is the best time to be there. I did want to take just a minute too and mention, when we travel, and this is just common knowledge, but when we do travel here, we're taking the utmost cautions. We're following all CDC guidelines, what they're recommending. Our buses, we're going with smaller groups now until, this crazy stuff gets over. We're going with smaller groups, and so you've got plenty of space to move about in the bus. You're not packed on top of one another. And we have, obviously hand sanitizer. on there all the time that you can use if you don't bring your own. We've got masks. Some places now, right now, again, inside places are requiring that we do mask up. Not all places, but just, it's one here and there. So if you don't bring a mask, we've got masks, and we do everything we possibly can to, make sure everybody stays safe. So we don't want you to have to fear that, you're going to go out there and catch something, because we take the utmost pride at trying to keep everybody safe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Well, once again, thanks for joining us for another travel talk. Next week, Deb will be off on another adventure, but I believe I'll have Paula and Suzanne here talking about a one-day trip that we've got coming up to Lamar's. So we'll see you next week again, and safe travels to you, Deb, and your group.
Thanks.
I look forward to.
We're looking forward to it, and everybody keep a look on Northland's Facebook page, or if you're a friend of mine on Facebook page, I take lots of pictures and post them and send most all of them to Rachel, and she posts them on the Northland page. So you'll get to see what fun we're having out there, and you'll want to come join us.
You bet. You bet. Thanks, everyone. Have a happy Wednesday.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.